Hello, welcome to Lil's Vintage World. So this video is another one of my history book reviews where I take 3 history books and review them for you. As usual, if any of these books take your fancy, at the end of this video you can click the description box. They are all there. It'll take you straight to the book depository where you can look at them a bit more and you can purchase them if you want to. All of these books I was kindly sent from the publisher, which is Pen and Sword, and I think that's all I've got to say, so let's just get straight into it. So the first book that I have to share with you is Breach of Promise to Marry, A History of How Jilted Brides Settle Scores by Denise Bates. So this book is a history book of how jilted brides got their justice. So looking at the legal standpoint that these women, and actually some men, had during this period. Throughout the books there are lots of examples that Denise uses to illustrate her point, and this looks at a more political and legal standpoint rather than like a case study book or looking at certain individuals' cases. It's more looking at the logistics and the legality side of it, if that makes sense. So looking at the legal standpoint of if you got jilted as a bride / groom. Something that I really liked about this book were certainly the pictures. I think they are lovely and are really nice to include within the text. And overall I do think this book is perfect for anybody who's interested in the history of marriage and also the legal standpoints of marriage, because of course it's different today. You know, if you got engaged to someone today and then you broke it off, it was different to back then, so really interesting. So the next book I have to share with you is Same-Sex Love 1700 to 1957, A History and Research Guide by Gill Rossini. This book is certainly what it says on the tin. It is set in 3 parts, so we have the 18th, 19th and 20th century, looking at examples and looking at just generally same-sex love. So for instance, we get cracking with this book, we get straight into it and we look at Queen Anne. So Queen Anne was married and she did have children. However, she also had an interesting relationship or friendship, whatever you'd like to call it, with a woman called Sara Churchill, and this book discusses that. It also discusses things like molly houses or contemporary poetry, obviously discussing same-sex love. It looks at people like Oscar Wilde and of course his trial. It looks at so many different things. This book I really enjoyed. I gave it 4 stars. It left me wanting to learn more about same-sex love. I did 2 modules at university called A History of Sexuality. One was a history module, one was a sociology module, sorry. And I really enjoyed both of these, and this book kind of reminded me of that. I really enjoy studying the history of sexuality. I find it fascinating, and this book was brilliant. So if you're like me and you really enjoy learning about the history of sexuality, then this book is perfect for you, because God tell you, I really enjoyed it and now I just want to learn more. Can't get enough. And then finally the last book I have to share with you is Maladies and Medicine, Exploring Health and Healing 1540 to 1740 by Jennifer Evans and Sara Reid. So this book is an exploration of health and medicine through this age. It looks at different types of medical problems such as headaches or heart problems or pregnancy, STIs, loads of different things that you can think of. Some things that we don't have today but were quite prolific back then. This book is really interesting and almost, I don't want to say this, but almost humorous because of the cures and things like that. It's just a bit shocking to the modern reader, you know, how they cured different things. Very interesting, and if you are interested in learning about the history of medicine, this will be a great one to pick up because it's an easy, light read. I say that in an odd way, but it's a humorous read and very enjoyable. There's lots of primary source evidence used throughout the text as support, and yeah, I just really enjoyed it. So yes, definitely pick this one up if you're interested in the history of health and medicine. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed those 3 book reviews. If you want to get your hands on them, as I said, they will be linked in the description bar below. Let me know in the comments section if you have any of these on your wish list now. And that's it for today. Please subscribe if you're new. Take care, and I shall see you soon for the next video. Bye for now.